Welcome to the Spirit of the Valley. I'm glad you could join us today. I have a very special guest. Her name is Joanna Graber.
Thank you.
And she's the group fitness coordinator at CCBA, as well as a licensed, certified nutrition dietitian type person, which is something for years I've been wanting to get this subject out there because there's so many myths about eating and exercising. But first, tell me a little bit about what got you to where you are.
Sure. Well, I went to college at Russell Sage College in New York, and I majored in nutrition science and psychology. I guess I always enjoyed the eating, the activity. I like the psychology aspect also. And then I got my degree there, and I worked for the state of New York, the education department in Albany, New York, and I did a nonprofit employee wellness program. It was the largest nonprofit employee wellness program in the country.
Fantastic.
And it was great. It was state employees would come and they would take aerobics classes, Tai Chi, yoga, dance classes. We would do a weight loss program, a healthy eating program. And we had thousands of employees.
Over how big an area were you
Well,
covering?
we just did Albany,
Okay.
but throughout the New York State. We had some people from Buffalo or Utica, but we were branched right in Albany in the education department. Yeah, so it was great. So I worked there for a year, went back to school, did my dietetic internship, got registered as a dietitian, continued working at Healthy State. It was Healthy State, New York State's employee wellness program.
Excellent.
And then once I had my first child, I stopped working. And then 6.5 years ago, we moved up here for my husband's job, and I started working at the CCBA.
And it's been right from the get-go where you made the fitness coordinator?
I was. When I
instructor?
came up here, they needed someone to coordinate the aerobics program. I actually interviewed just to get a teaching job to meet people in the Upper Valley, and it's been the best 6.5 years.
Well, you've got some tremendous hires, I'll tell you.
Yes.
I hear it from everybody.
Oh, it's a great place to work.
It's a wonderful bunch of people in their own little niche, but several people that have the same things, but their styles are different, which is what's fun about instructors. You can find someone whose music you like better, or whose personality, or and
the variety, the interval circuits for classes.
Yeah.
So no, it's a great place, and I try and do some nutrition counseling, some nutrition seminars.
Do you get much of that? Do people come looking for that much?
You know, I'd say about 2 or 3 times a month. I'll do a half-hour, 45-minute counseling session. And it's usually, what should I eat? Give me a meal plan. What are the good foods? What are the bad foods? And
people want to know, want the help. I think people would basically like to have a home chef, just because they don't want to have to think about it.
Right. It's a lot. It's a lot to do.
Because you want to, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right.
Right.
But I was telling you, I've always felt the best piece you can have before you do this is organization skills, because you almost want to get a week's worth of food in the house just so that you don't have room for error.
You do. I find going to the market on a weekend when you have time and sitting down and planning what you're going to be eating for that week, and staying with your list when you go grocery shopping.
There you go.
Because there's so many temptations. There's the coupons, and there's the sales, and there's buy 1 box of cookies, get 2 free. And right now it's Super Bowl coming up. There's plenty of chip sales out there.
Chips are everywhere.
Right, so just making your plan for the week and know the few breakfast choices like we were talking about, the few lunches, and then of course dinner might be more varied. There's maybe 4 or 5 different dinners.
More things you think about for dinner, but I think getting them in the house, getting rid of what shouldn't be there, and just locking up the pantry, and I don't know, I find that organization matters.
It does. If it's a healthy food in the house, it's the healthy food you're going to eat.
There you go.
If it's the chips and cookies in the house, you're going to eat the chips and cookies.
And that's particularly true with people that have kids. I mean, let's face it, it's very hard to not allow any goody, little junky stuff for kids. I mean, that's just a little, but it can be a treat and a reward versus a habit.
Right. I mean, as you know, I have 3 small children. They're 8, 6, and 17 months, and they need to eat. They need to eat often, 5 to 6 times a day. They need snacks. They need the right carbs and protein and fat. And you know what? They need the treat.
I think 2 things you just said. My physician told me that she was thrilled when I went on a 5 meal a day plan. She said, I wish I could get all my people to do that for the balance. And I've had another warp up on my brain. So anyway, I don't know what the second thing was. But I find I have to have it, I'll even cook it ahead so I can just heat it up, so I know
Right.
what's for dinner without even thinking about it. If there's something my husband doesn't care for, I can do something different.
There's something else. Every Sunday I do that. I make large batches,
It's a great use of
so I'm
time.
ready for the week.
And I think being a busy mom and working mom, you have even more reason to
Right.
need as much
Yes.
done as you can get. But some of the myths, I mean, some of the questions people have, and I had them myself and was answered, but it didn't seem to work for me. The amount of calories, or what do I eat before a workout, what do I
Right.
eat after a workout. These are questions that people, I was told at one point I should be eating about 2,200 calories a day, and I said, I would be force-feeding myself all day long if
A
I
lot
did
of
that.
calories.
And this person said, but you work out hard. And I said, but I'm not 21.
Right, I mean, the
So
caloric
it
intake
has-
does decrease.
It isn't one size fits all.
Right? Nope.
But what would you tell the average person going, say, to an aerobics class that they should definitely have eaten before it?
Right, they should definitely eat beforehand. You know, we find the best time to exercise for burning calories is in the morning. But you do need to eat something. So something with a little bit of protein in the morning, something with a little bit of carbs, and a small amount of fat. Let's say string cheese, an
Yep.
egg, a banana or an apple with some peanut butter or some nut
Yeah.
butter on it.
Yeah.
Just something small, you know, nothing big, maybe 200 calories. Enough so that it's not sitting in your stomach,
Right.
but it's going to give you the energy to exercise.
If
And then
empty stomach
after
doesn't
class,
work, yeah.
no, empty stomach, you have no energy. After class, same thing. Most people get very hungry after class, and it's what are they going to grab? The vending machines, the Gatorades, or the calorie drinks. So you really should have a little snack with you after you're done exercising.
Yeah.
Something easy to bring with you. I've said, you know, if you had the egg or the cheese earlier, a piece of fruit, a little trail mix. You can make your own with a
Yep,
whole
that's
grain
true.
cereal, some
Yummy.
raisins, throw a couple M&Ms in there, a little treat,
Yep.
makes it a little sweet. But having something with you, because when you get hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah, and I think you've got to think about the portable foods. I used
Yes.
to carry around a bag with a hunk of cheddar and an apple in it, and it was always going to
Yeah.
be my
Post-workout.
And I just thought, what could be simpler? I even cut the apple up, so I didn't have to
Yeah.
even deal with it. But I find that a lot of people say, no, you should have carbs. You should have carbs immediately after working out. You know, you just don't know what to believe. And I think there are plenty of people like yourself that would have different answers.
Right. A variety. The carbs with the protein and the fat to fill you up. If you're having just carbs, a perfect example would be Cheerios with skim milk. There's not a lot of fat in there. You're going to digest it quickly.
Yep.
It's not going to be very filling. Plus, it's not portable
Exactly.
either. So you need a little bit of protein there to fill you up, a little bit of fat in there to fill you up, and the carbs for the energy. The protein's great to replenish the muscles from your workout.
Yep.
But it also depends on what kind of exercise are we doing here.
Yeah.
Is it a marathon? Is it a half marathon?
Yeah, that's
is it,
true.
Is it a 90-minute aerobics class? You know, you have to watch the calories, how much you're taking in afterwards. And you have to watch the calories total. For women, it's lower calories than men, obviously. We burn less calories,
Right.
Less muscle mass. And then with age, calories get lower also.
Well, your metabolism slows. I've
Yep.
accepted that fact, and my doctor said you could work out eight days a week, and it isn't going to speed up your metabolism.
Right.
It's just happening. It's a function.
different from the 20s to the 30s.
It's a function
the
of
40s.
age, and I've heard that enough lately to know that it's true. And it does matter. It keeps weight on when you're working very hard.
Yes.
And I've just learned to accept it. But it's interesting what people think, because I know people that won't eat till noon, and including with an
Yes.
exercise class, and I just think that's just not. You've got to be feeling crummy by then.
Do you feel crummy? Your energy level goes down. Let me tell you what's going to happen at noon. You're going to get home, and you're going to grab anything you can get your hands on
Exactly.
so quick, because it's going to take a little bit of time to make a nice salad,
Yep.
or to throw a veggie patty in that salad, or to have some chicken or some lean meat,
Yep.
to make yourself a veggie sandwich, to make yourself a low-sodium, low-fat, cold-cut sandwich. It's going to take time, so you're going to grab the quickest thing, whether it's some chips there or some cookies there. Even, you know, crackers. You think crackers, you know, there's not too much fat in the cracker. You're right. It's a lot of carbs. You know what you're going to do? You're going to eat a whole sleeve of those crackers.
And it's sodium in most of them.
And the
too.
sodium, right. So you have sodium, then you have carbs, now you have fat with it. You're not the least bit filled.
Not a good balance. at
No.
all.
So planning ahead, not waiting until noon to eat after
I
exercising.
think that's what's gotten, well, I got in the habit of making things, my husband likes a salad every noon, so I make 2 or 3 at a time without dressing.
Yes.
So that they won't go bad on him when he isn't.
It's great. Put in some Tupperware
We do it
and
all the
dole
time.
it out.
We do it all the time. We just, I just can't say enough about being ready and organized, because that's when you goof.
Right.
You just aren't going to take the time when you're growling. And that's another thing I was going to ask you about. I've been taught, and I go by now, the
Yes.
hunger satiety
Yes.
kind of diet. Not even a diet. I've just figured out that I'm going to learn to read when I'm beginning to get hungry
Right.
versus growling,
Right?
and stopping versus, ugh, that was
I'm
too much.
stuffed. That was too much.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the 5 small meals, though. It takes you 20 minutes to realize you're full.
Yep.
And many people eat in way less than 20 minutes.
true.
I mean, 5 minutes for a breakfast and you're
It's true.
standing and you're running around.
It's true.
I know, as a mom, running off to a class or with kids, that, I eat very quickly. So it's sitting down, it's enjoying the food, especially if it's calories in and it's something really good.
Exactly.
Enjoy it. And if it's 5 or 6 small meals throughout the day, it's going to take less than 20 minutes to eat. But you eat, you're okay.
Well, if that whole insulin picture improves, I know that you don't have any real crashes, you don't have any real
Yep.
highs. My person just has always said, I really like the idea of a lot of small meals. And that, again, if your refrigerator is full of the right stuff. Tell me about the psychology part you did. I hadn't known that till
Oh, my degree.
you informed me of that.
I love
the
psychology.
and what you do.
Right. Well, I did psychology because I was good in psychology. That I did well in the classes. The nutrition I worked hard for. It was science. I had to
Right.
remember the stuff.
Yeah.
The formulas, the calculations, the math of it. But psychology I enjoyed. I enjoyed the child psychology, knowing I was going to have kids. I enjoyed the life cycle psychology because it took you from infancy to seniors to any other age in there. I like it with nutrition. I like it with my classes because it's why are we eating?
Yeah.
It's trying to figure out why are you eating,
Yep.
and why are you eating these foods if you know they're not healthy,
Right.
and why are you eating this amount if you know you should
Right.
stop. So it's really changing your thought about food.
Well, because being in a gym is for your health.
Yes.
So why would you do something to counteract that?
When I talk to people, it's funny when a group of girlfriends get together and you think about what we used to do in our 20s. We'd go to the gym, we would work out real hard, and you know what? We'd go to the bar and have a
See?
beer,
There
or
you go. It's right
some
back on
chicken
you.
wings, and you're thinking, it's the whole thing. It's not just you need to exercise every day to stay healthy. It's you have to eat too.
Well, the two go together, and I think a lot of people figure I can just diet,
Yep.
and you can lose weight diet. Just
Sure,
doing it,
cut
but-
those calories
but
right
you sure
out.
don't get any stronger, and you
Don't
sure
get
don't get
stronger.
any better bones.
You don't get any
and-
happier either.
No
A
happier.
little grouchy there.
And the women don't get, they're getting it, the women don't get to that you've got to go lift some weights.
Yep.
You've
Weight
gotta
bearing.
Worry about your bones. One of my first actual fitness job was consulting at
Okay.
a local place, and I used to market myself to seniors and just say, "See the color of this hair? You too can start training at age whatever it was
Any
at the
age.
time." And it just felt so good to see women my age and older
Right.
coming in and saying, I can do this. I can do this. I got in the building, and that was hard.
I mean, you want to find a gym, a club. You want to find a class that's good.
I
You
think
want
the
to find some
classes help the
women.
most when you're new.
Classes help.
Because you're
It's
social.
social. People welcome you in. I mean, I should work out more on my own. I love teaching classes because it's the people. They're excited, they're fun. And the thing with nutrition, being a dietitian, there's many areas I could have gone. I could have gone clinical in the hospital. I could have gone food service management and in a hospital and in a school, anything with a food service
Sure.
establishment. Or I could go community, which is why I did community nutrition.
Well, but it's the activity level that you're allowed to stay at too for
Yes.
yourself. Between aqua and land, you do
Yeah, a variety
you
of
do a lot
classes.
running around. I think the balance there is as important as the balance in the food. But the beauty is that there's no age limit, there's no wellness limit to when you can take up some of this stuff.
No, jump
When-
at any
When
time.
you see some of the signs, some of my most favorite members, maybe it's because I'm one of them, are seniors, but they're older than me. And they're smiling.
They are.
They modify where they need to, but they're in there working hard.
Yep.
And I love to see that because.
Well, you probably saw my class this morning. I had my Savvy Seniors. It's a program
that's
through
right.
Alice Peck Day.
That's right.
Yep, it's on Tuesdays and Fridays, and it's a great group, and it's, I think it's age 55 and older.
Yep.
And it's lovely, the variety of men, women, different ages we have, different abilities, and they've been doing this for 10, 15 years.
There's just no limit. I mean, I used to be not amazed because it took me a while to get into actual training. I'd always been an athlete.
Right.
But never had done fitness per se.
Okay.
Which is very different from being an
Yes.
athlete. And it took me a while, but then I got so sold on it, I went and asked for a job. So
Oh,
I could
good.
get other people feeling as good as I was. And
It's nice to enjoy what you're doing.
it's fun to see people say, thank you. Wow, look at where I am now.
Yes.
I see them now still, and I see them at CCB now sometimes, and I just say, look at you.
Right.
You came in kind of forlorn and down on yourself and self-conscious and
No energy.
The group thing is what will pick you right up out of that. I like
It
the
is.
day when I do my own program too. I like
Yes.
to go in the workout room. But I also like the structure of other things because it's harder on me than I would be on myself.
Right, the cardio is great to do all together. I mean, it's
Oh.
running with a friend, walking with a friend.
Absolutely.
Doing a class. The weight room is great for women. We need to get in there to strengthen the back, to have better
Absolutely.
posture as I sit up
Absolutely.
straighter. And you know, it's not being afraid of these rooms. It's
I think
going
it's
to try different
intimidating
things.
until you get in there. I always used to suggest at least a session with someone just to
Yes,
be able to
show you around,
be comfortable
help you
when-
out.
go over and know what that thing and what to do with it when you get there. And that was what was intimidating. People, women in weights,
Yes.
never really went together,
Right.
except bodybuilding women.
And today, they're
Today, you've got
Go
some very
together
strong
nicely.
people in that place that have just gotten there from being very consistent about
Yes.
what they do and doing a balance of everything. And I had lost aerobic capacity when I was at just a lifting gym.
and cardio is very
I jumped
important.
into my first class and I nearly died. And I said to her, sorry about those 8 steps behind I was. I was just totally, and I thought I was so strong and fit. I was strong, but I wasn't totally fit
Right.
in terms of having given up cardio.
I mean, cardio routines are tough. It's tricky. You have to know the steps.
Yep.
So hopefully, you know, for anyone, when you go to exercise, you give it another chance. Don't just
You
give
have
it one
to.
class.
I had a friend come in the other day who you were kidding me about, and I asked her afterwards, I said, will you be back? She said, yep. She said, I never do anything once.
Got to try it again.
And I saw another person who was trying TRX and said, wow, I don't know about that one. I said, you got to come back and do it again.
Yeah.
Because it is possibly one of the best drills I've ever seen.
But it's great to feel it. I mean, as soon as the exercise, you're not sore from it. It's easy. It's time to change it up. You need to vary the workout. 3
it
or
up.
4 activities.
Yep.
It's like with eating, you have to vary up what you're eating. You have to make
your
it
mind
fun.
and your body both can get bored,
Yep.
and then they just kind of shut down.
Right.
And that's why I think retirement sucks.
So you have time, you start doing other
Not
stuff.
doing it. I'm taking on everything I can think of. I'll be busier than I was when I was working, because
you
you
go.
really do lose a lot. And
Right.
your body loses when you're idle, and your mind loses when you're not using it. And I have a couple of younger friends who are very irreverent about me, and they will always jump on a senior moment or jump on something that they. I said, look, I'm doing my best. Just
Leave me
give
alone.
a
I'm doing
break.
the best I can.
I'm doing the best. My husband calls me Jane. Hey, Jane of the jungle, want to come help me move this couch? So if you had a new person coming in and you were going to say, okay, that's great what you're eating, or it's great what you're doing in the gym,
Right.
but there's a whole component missing.
Right, I look at the big picture.
And you
I
go
would
just
see,
gradually into it? And
I
say,
would,
change
you know,
one.
30 minutes we talk
Yeah.
is what I do with the clients I see. And then I decide what we have to work on. We meet again for 30 minutes and I have the handouts for them and we review what we should do. And then maybe a week, 2 weeks later, we meet up again
Okay.
and see how we're doing.
Okay.
Because any change is going to take some time.
Well, and you don't want to change 100% of everything, right?
No,
You've got to go into it slowly and
A
take
couple
out one
changes.
of those bad things or naughty things.
it's not, you know, I'm going to give up soda this week and
Yeah.
smoking this week
Yeah.
and alcohol this week. I'm going to work out every single day, January 1st. Every single day I'm going to exercise for an hour.
They'll never
It's
be
too
back.
much. No, small changes, small
I
changes. and you
found
make
that
it.
when I was in this other place that there was a nutrition program in place, which,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, was tricky for me, but he'd get people with really horrible eating habits. And
Yes.
and he was right. He would just say, okay, just till I see you again on this,
Mm-hmm.
take that one thing away,
Yes.
or add that one vegetable that you
Right.
don't seem to like any of.
Mm-hmm.
Add a vegetable by the time I see you next. And it's baby steps all the way.
Small steps,
Because
and you'll make
people
it.
don't like change anyway. And
No.
they certainly don't like an overwhelming amount of
No.
it in one sitting.
Right.
But I just find that there are myths everywhere about what people eat and should eat, and I don't think people really sometimes know. They just say, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And
My thought is all foods are good.
yep,
All foods can fit into your eating plan.
yep.
It's the portion size.
And I think that alone can
Right.
be.
Like 1 ounce of a baked chip, even an unbaked chip with a healthy lunch, okay, it's 1 ounce, it's one serving.
Really shouldn't be undoing everything. It
Right,
shouldn't be
it's
able to.
2 ounces, 3 ounces, or getting one of the big bags of chips. It's like a drink. When I meet with clients and they say, no, I eat well, what do you drink? Oh, I have a Coke, I have an iced tea, I have a couple of Gatorades. These calories add up.
Really sweet.
Really sweet. Try to get rid of some of those. Try to add water in instead. It's also, if you're eating 5 small meals a day, it's looking at your plate. And if you're looking at your circle plate and you cut it in half, that one side, that whole half, should be your vegetables.
Produce, yeah.
Yep, nice produce. You cut it in a quarter there, 1/4 should be your protein. And the other quarter can be your dairy.
Because too many people make the protein the whole centerpiece.
Make the whole
They've
thing.
got a
in-
whole bloody T-bone on there.
Right, and
With
we
a
don't
few
need
vegetables next
that
to
many
it.
grams of protein here. You really want to focus on the fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
And it's the vegetables, Judy. It's not, the potato, the corn, the starchy ones.
Those are starch.
No, it's like your salads.
Salads
your
are
broccolis, your
wonderful
cauliflowers.
because there isn't much you can't put in one.
No.
If you don't like veggies, just
Mm-hmm.
start with one you're not crazy about and cook it
Right.
some other way than you've done it before.
And try it.
Saute it a little bit or do something that'll make it
Oh, a
more.
little spice with it
I just
too?
learned to eat kale, which I
Really?
never really liked because I'd only had it plain. And
Okay.
it really didn't.
And
do
what'd
much.
you put it with?
I now chop it up with scissors into an
Okay.
omelet
Oh,
almost
good.
every morning.
It says spinach using
yeah.
kale.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
But I can't eat it plain. It isn't something I enjoy. But I bury it, and I have quite a big fat handful of it in an omelet, and it's
Okay.
disguised.
Because
I'm
juice
just like a
that.
kid having
Throw
their
it
food
right in a
disguised.
blender, juice it right up, have a nice kale.
But they
Kale
also, I
shake.
found a place that sells chopped, really chopped bacon, hormel.
Okay.
So you sprinkle some of those in there. You get them in a big bag and
All right,
store
small
those
amount.
big things down West Lab.
Yep.
And it comes in a big pouch. And just a small amount of that gives it an extra
Little
little
flavor.
because I usually use egg whites most of the time. And it's funny how when you want to try, when you need to, it's the old mother, what's invention is what is it? Mother's
Oh,
the
dear.
necessity. Necessity
Something
is
of
the
the mother I
of
should
invention.
know.
Necessity
So we
is the mother
invent
of
anything.
invention. But when you want something, but you want to jazz it up a little
Yes.
bit, or a little salsa, or that's the kind of thing that you can put with eggs.
Oh,
And eggs have a
salsa's
bad rap
great.
too, but
Eggs do.
I-
It's a nice protein. It
It
can
is.
come with you, and chances are you're not going to eat a
there's
dozen eggs in
another
a couple
portable one
days.
too if you keep it cool.
Yeah.
That was
Pack it
another
up.
good mid-morning.
Bring it with you, definitely.
Get somewhere where people don't have to smell it, and you're fine.
Yeah, the salad is great. You could throw the kale in there. You could throw quite a few vegetables in. You want to watch what you do with the salad. You want to have the salad with some dressing. You don't want to have dressing
No,
with some
with some
salad.
salad.
Or
And
watch
we-
the cheese or the bacon with
Yep.
it, or the nuts with it.
Yep.
Really making it a vegetable salad.
Because that's when it becomes easy to, you think you're doing, it's like watching people at a salad bar.
Oh, right.
And then all of a sudden they have this ladle
Exactly,
full of
the
creamy
ladle of
dressing.
it.
And I said,
all
there goes
over it.
all the good that you just did leading
Right.
up to that. So yeah, it matters. We've decided we make our own dressings now.
A little oil and vinegar.
Get a lot of vinegar.
Yeah.
I'd go vinegar to oil.
Oh,
So
good.
it's really tart and yummy.
Good.
But
Seasons
you
it right
find-
up.
I can sell that in my house pretty well.
Yeah.
I watch my kids with their kids, and they'll come they'll have a plate of dinner,
Yes.
and the mom will say to them, "What's missing off that plate?" And they both now will say, "There's no protein here."
Oh,
So she's taught them that even a slice of turkey,
right.
if they don't feel like much else, but they've got the fruit, they've got the They've got the dairy,
Dairy, your
Carb, maybe.
vegetables, your carb, your meat.
and but you're saying basically before and after, if you can, before and after exercise.
Have something to eat, have it packed, be
Do a
ready.
little something so that you're not starting out empty, because you really do lose. You fade.
You do.
You fade.
You need the energy.
And I think afterwards it's what protein or carb or something, whatever works for you. I mean, I don't.
What works for you? A
too
little
many
bit of
carbs.
both.
And the fat, I think, is people forget that fat is good for you. And
Fat can
the
be
right
good for you, the
fats.
monounsaturated fats, but also fat's in quite a few things.
Yeah,
Fat's in your protein
is.
and your carbs, so you don't have to add the
No, it
butter
isn't.
or the margarine.
You don't have to. I
It's
think
already in it.
having an avocado sitting around is something good.
Is great
Or
as
a
long as you
little
eat
nut
that
butter.
whole avocado.
Yeah.
But the sliced avocado in the salad or the sandwich.
See, there are ways to do it, and people say, "Oh, I've got to do everything low fat," and they take that to mean zero fat.
And then
and you
you're not
need
going to
some.
be full. You're
But
going
it's
to
also good for you.
It is good for you.
It loosens you up.
You have your
Keeps you-
fat-soluble vitamins.
Yeah.
It insulates your organs,
Yep.
protection.
Yep.
It's energy. Everything. It's moderation.
I think if you had to take anything away, it would be moderation and the obvious no-nos, which most people know when they're eating something really.
They know when it's too much.
naughty.
A sleeve of
A
Oreos,
whole
a sleeve of
Oreos,
cookies.
a box of yin yangs or
You know, I
ding
find
dongs or whatever they
what
are.
I have in the house that seems to work well with my kids and my husband for lunches. It's the prepackaged chips.
Yes.
So they get a
One
pack of those.
separate
Not
unit.
every single day.
Nope.
It's like those 100-calorie brownies or cookies. Obviously, it's not as economical. To, if you bought a big
but
thing.
they're all making something now. Every company has
It's
something.
very nice just to have a small.
measured.
And my kids know after school, and even for adults, if you need a treat, here's your little 100-calorie pouch. That's good. That's one serving.
And
You're
we
okay.
find more and more of those out there now. So they're listening.
They are.
to
And
some
if you're
degree.
still hungry, then you know what? That weekend I chopped up. There's
There's-
tons of vegetables
There's
chopped
that
up.
celery over there.
Yep. There's that kiwi. Kiwi mango takes forever to cut up, so cut up ahead of time.
We don't buy any big bags of anything anymore. We buy
Yeah.
the single. My
Small.
husband likes a bag of chips with his salad, which sounds contradictory, but he likes something crunchy.
It's true. Something crunchy with,
What I
we
buy,
made-
he will eat, so I can pretty much drive this picture.
We made these chili turkey patties. It was a Rachel Ray kids cookbook. Some ground turkey, some low sodium bacon. It was only like a strip of it. Some chili powder. But you know what? Everyone needed a little bit of something crunchy, a little
I
chips
think
to go
crunch
with that.
matters. And I think there's a
Yes.
lot of good crunchy food. My kids actually like the crunch of cut up peppers and
Oh, the peppers, the reds, the oranges, the yellows.
those are heavenly.
With kids, it's you try to give them the green because it's a little cheaper there.
Yes.
If they don't like it, I guarantee you try the red, the yellow.
More colorful, the
bright,
better.
More colorful, the better with those vegetables if you want to get them in for adults too.
Guess what?
What?
Was that a fast half hour?
Seriously?
Seriously?
That was a quick half hour.
Because you had a lot to say.
I had a lot to say.
But
a lot to
it
share.
helps a lot of people, you guys out there that have been wondering about all this. If you were to look over there and say
Yes.
one word, would it be moderation or what?
It would be moderation, it would be balance, it would be variety, it would be small steps. It would be, this is for your life. We're not just making a change right for today. We're making a change for the lifetime. And it doesn't have to start January 1st because that's past. It doesn't have to start February 1st. It doesn't have to start on a Sunday.
Right.
It's, you want to feel better. You want to have more energy. You want to just have yourself eating better, have your family eating better.
You are modeling for
You
them.
start.
You forget that what the kids see.
It's true.
They do.
It's,
And if they see mom eating ding dongs all day,
right.
what
Or
do you think they're going to do?
they're going to like their ding dongs.
Oh, yeah.
Small pieces of candy, peppermint patties.
Those aren't
you want
bad.
a treat-
Junior mints.
Right, no,
Someone
something
was telling
small.
us the other day was
It's-
a pretty good. The only thing in
right.
the vending machine they would get.
Right, it's kids like a dessert after dinner.
Yes, they do.
And you know what? If they've been good, report cards, I know for one school is coming out today, if kids are good, they're going to want a treat. A small treat's okay.
It's
A
okay.
peppermint patty.
I think it's okay to say guidelines are you can't be compliant, but don't be so compliant that you're miserable.
Right.
Cheating 10-15% of what a week would look like is fine
It is fine. It's
because you're satisfying. Sometimes I need a lick of an ice cream cone, and then I hand it off.
And then you're fine.
It's a fix.
Mhm.
It's just that one thing on a hot summer day, and I've never finished, I haven't finished one in years.
No, or a baby cone. We don't have to be babies to get a baby cone.
I get one they have for doggies at one
Yeah,
place.
just,
It's
half
like
a scoop,
it's like
one twirl.
one the size of my tooth, but
If that's all you need.
it is.
Get it in the dish instead of the cone. But,
right.
that's for a summer talk when we're talking about those.
We'll come back and
We'll
talk
come back
about
and
what
discuss
to eat to
ice
stay
cream.
comfy and cool in the summer.
Yes.
Well, I really thank you. This is helpful.
thank you so much,
This is
Judy.
something
This is
people have
wonderful.
been missing in their exercise life,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't really know what to do when they're not in the gym. They,
Right.
They got the gym down, but they don't know the nutrition piece, and more people should learn that, first of all, the fewer legs, the better, I heard,
Yes.
on what you eat for protein,
Yeah.
which means fish is great, and
Fish,
chicken is
your
okay,
chicken.
and a little
Your
beef here and there
turkey,
is all right,
keep
too.
it white. A lean cut of steak.
We have a lean cut regularly, because there's a guy in my house who has to.
Right.
But anyway, I'm going to get Joanna back, because clearly this is a misunderstood subject for people
Yes.
that do regular exercise. They don't understand the
How important
combinations,
the
and you
nutrition
can't just
is.
do one and you can't just do the other
Right.
to make your whole body whole. The wellness part demands both.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, you guys, however, I don't know who's out there, but whether it's 2 or 22, we will, I always put on my Facebook, and then I tell people to tell all their Facebook friends when shows are going to air and who's going to be on them. And if you don't get the channel, or if you don't get it, you're not seeing me, but if something's going to come on, our website, catv8.org, always has them archived. Once they've been on the show, they get put
Great.
in a library. So I think you've seen some of
I
those.
have. I've watched them beforehand.
So that when they get up there, if you have that website, you can always check out. I've got kids out all over the place that like to check the website out every now and
Yeah.
then, see what their mother's up to. So you can reach me also at Judy McEwen at Comcast. We love to get questions. We'd love to have you tell your neighbors how to find us, and then tell them how to get the archived ones once they get up on the website. So thank you again.
Thank
That
you.
was really helpful.
Great.
And she'll be back.
I'll be back.
So thank you guys, and we'll see you next trip.